And on the exhale, I am God. You can just spend a few minutes doing that. Be still and know. I am God. And for me, it's about kind of awakening my awareness of the I am presence living inside me. Just spending time with that. And how do we get to that? By being still. So I was actually doing that meditation when I started hearing music that went to those words, and it became this song. So we'll use that, and it'll start soft, maybe build up big, add some harmonies, and then come back down soft, and we'll fade into silence, and just be in that silence a moment. And after that, I'll lead a short guided meditation. So let's close our eyes and go into this time of meditation. You can take a deep breath in. Be still and know I am God. So join me. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Sing a harmony if you want to. Be still and know I am God. 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 Be still and know that God presence within be still and know the I am. And remember that I am is always living at the center of you. You are an eternal being, always connected to that I am presence. And in that connection, you always have a deep well of peace, a deep well of stillness right in the center of you. And you bring that peace and that stillness to every situation. And when you forget, just be still. Be still and know. And as you bring that peace and that stillness to every situation in your life, as you look out through your eyes into your world, it doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. It doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. And you look from peace. You look from stillness, from the I am presence inside you. Be still and know. You are an eternal being, connected to the I am forever. And you remind yourself every time you just be still and know. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. Storms will come and storms will go. Just stand in the wind and let things blow. Blow you away and cleanse your soul. You're willing to say what you can't control. And then you fly and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. And then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning, into your beginning, into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to unplug the guitar. You ready? Okay, we got it. We good? Okay. I'm going to pin the tail on the speaker here. Let's see. Well, how are we doing so far? Great. We good? I want to share a talk with you, and this is called Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. And the subtitle, Trust is Not a Dream. So flow, flow, flow your boat. Trust is not a dream. And I want to look at several ways that through experiences in my life that I've, stepping into trust has worked and what's happened as a result of it. Just share some things with you around that. But I always like to start out with a joke, so I have a joke for you. So here we go. This is about two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they live near the coast, and they're looking for something to do. They got time on their hands. What can we do for fun? Now one of the guys has a little private plane, a little two-seater single-engine plane. So they decide they're just going to fly out over the ocean for a couple hours, just have some fun and just get out of the house. And they've been out for about an hour out to sea when suddenly they have engine trouble. And they try to radio for help. They realize the radio's broken and they have to do a quick emergency landing on this little strip of land out in the middle of nowhere, just this little island. And they get safely out of the plane and they're standing on the ground, on this little beach. And one guy is really nervous about the whole situation, and the other guy is really calm. So the first guy says, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't call for help on the radio." And the other guy says, "Well, just relax, just trust. I'm sure it's going to work out. We'll be fine." And he says, "What do you mean? Like we have no food? We have no water?" He says, "Well, listen, something you may not know about me is that back home, my investments are doing really well. I'm bringing in about $10,000 a week." He says, "Who cares? The radio's broken. We can't call for help." "What are you talking about?" He says, "Well, maybe you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm bringing in $10,000 a week, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity Church. And I know my minister will find me." Thank you. Thank you. So trust. Flow, flow, flow your boat. Trust is not a dream. I want to tell you a story that happened to me, and it does involve an airplane. Um, I do a lot of travel in my work. I've been traveling for over 40 years to various Unity churches around the country and beyond, and other spiritual groups. And I was singing for a weekend intensive in Sicily, on this little private island off the coast of Sicily. A lot of fun. It's fun to be over there. I've actually, my next trip to Italy will be the 60th time I'm going. So I'm starting to lead tours. If you'd like to come on a tour to Italy with me, I bring my guitar and about 10 people, so we can do that. But anyway, here I am on this little private island. I've just wrapped up this 4-day event, and I'm settling up with the organizer, and you know, she's paying me my fee. This is where I've always submitted my miscellaneous expenses. This time it was $90. So I gave her that, and she said, well, we're not paying that anymore. And, you know, part of me kind of thought, well, that doesn't feel fair, and should I say something? And my stomach kind of got a little knot in it. But before I opened my mouth, a little voice in my head said, just let it go. Just let it go. You're always covered. There's a bigger plan afoot. Just let it go. So I did. I didn't say anything, just kind of thanked her and went on my merry way. And I had to get to the Palermo airport in Sicily, and then the quick flight to Rome, and then the long 9-hour flight back to the U.S. So because I've traveled so much, American Airlines, I stay with one airline, they give me a lot of benefits, and in this case, I knew I already had a business class seat from Rome to the U.S., so that was going to be fun, a big cushy seat and better food and all that for 9 hours. So I get to the Rome airport. I'm standing in line to get, you know, to check in, and I'm about sixth in line, and it's 45 minutes before departure, so we're looking good. I can't wait to get on the plane, my little big giant seat, and so 10 minutes passes. I'm still sixth in line. This line isn't moving. I'm starting to think, well, if I finally get to speak with the gate agent, it's the time of departure, and she says, I'm sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available. And again, my stomach kind of goes, oh. So she says, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. It's, you know, you didn't get here in time. Well, I was here in time, but the line never moved. And she says, if you must have a business class seat, there might be one on tomorrow's flight or the day after that. I'm not going to wait around Rome for a nice seat. But then she said, however, we do have a coach seat for you on this flight. It's an aisle seat. If you'd be willing to take it, then as compensation for your inconvenience, American Airlines will give you flight vouchers for future flights on American in the amount of $3,000. So I looked down at my feet and shuffled them in. I said, well, I guess that would be okay. And it was fine. You know, I sat in my coach seat on the aisle, which I've done many times, and had a great flight. And about an hour into that flight, it dawned on me, do you see what happened? A few hours earlier, I heard the voice, you know, that it had to do with $90. The voice said, just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. And a few hours later, I'm catching $3,000 coming in from over here, from some other source. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful how life works? And I wonder, if I'd really squeezed for that $90, that's a different energy, isn't it? It's like squeezing the garden hose and no water's coming out. I wonder if the other thing would have happened. I wonder if which way are you showing up to the universe, and what results are you getting? There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. And that's become kind of a mantra for me when I look at situations where I need to remember to trust. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. We don't know the big picture. We don't know everything. And, you know, I used to travel with an author named Alan Cohen. Does his name ring a bell to you? He wrote The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore. And a fairly recent book he wrote is called A Course in Miracles Made Easy, which I don't believe that's possible, but okay. But it's a good title for a book. And so I remember when I was touring with him once from the stage, I remember him saying, he told the audience to all, like, scroll up your fingers so you're just looking at a little pinprick. Would you do this with me? Just roll it up and just look around the room through a little pinprick. And what he said was, out of all the things happening, this is how much you can see. And then he says, now unfurl your hands, and this is what God sees. And the little joke you're playing on yourself is that you're trying to control everything in the universe based on this much information. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? But we do it all the time. We think we know what's best. Let me tell you how it is, based on this much information. And he actually said, he said, are there any general managers of the universe here present in the room? And are you ready to resign your position? So, yeah, there's a bigger plan afoot. We don't know. We don't know diddly squat. So it's our job to trust, to say there's a bigger plan afoot. I'm always covered. Unity loves the phrase divine order. Can we just trust that divine order is taking care of it? It's not our job to know everything and to try and run everything. I wrote a song where the lyrics in the chorus, it goes, in time and time we see the working out, and we find that there's peace there. So in time we see the working out. What this reminds me of is, and think of some mess that you were in 5 years ago. Something that just wasn't working out. It's like, oh, this is horrible. I can't see it. And so if you're like me, as time passed, you see, oh, that led to this, which led to that, which led to this, and you say, oh, there was a bigger purpose to it. You know what I'm talking about? So that just take that principle and apply it to whatever mess you're in this week. It's working. It's finding its way. You don't see it. In time and time, we see the working out. And we find that there's peace there. There's a great one-liner in A Course in Miracles. Trust would settle every problem now. Trust would settle every problem now. Can we say that together? Trust would settle every problem now. That would be a good one on your mirror, on your dashboard. Trust would settle every problem now. And I've lived with that phrase for decades, and it's only about 5 years ago I peeled another layer into the meaning behind that. What I realized was the reason that works is because as soon as you trust, it's no longer a problem. I'll let that roll around your head for a second. As soon as you trust, it's no longer a problem. It's again, you've stepped into, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered, divine order is active at work in my life. Trust would settle every problem now. It's almost like as soon as you trust, you can kind of finally go, I don't need to solve everything in the universe. I don't need to know everything. I don't need to make it work. There's a great bumper sticker. I've never shared this in a talk, but my wife and I talk about this frequently. It's a funny bumper sticker. I've given up all hope, and now I feel much better now. There's so much truth in that. It's the same principle, really. It's like I've given up hope that I can change everything and make it all right, and now I feel much better. It's like I took that off my shoulders. I've given up all hope, and I feel much better now. I love that. I have a longtime friend. He's no longer with us, but he was at my first Unity church. I first discovered Unity in Houston, Texas, a beautiful large church. That was 42 years ago, and 43, 44, and it's adding up. But this guy, he was one of these one-name people like, Madonna, Cher. So his name was Springborn. He was a kind of artist, Renaissance man, always busy, always doing things, studying brain research and architecture and music and the arts and leading theater, and he was all over the place. Just the adventure of life was alive with him. And I have a painting at home that he painted. Love that painting. And we were at a program at the Unity Church, and one night we were just sitting off to the side chatting, and he said something to me that's always stuck. He said, Charlie, you know what I love doing? I love always putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. It's not a great line. I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. Now, ignorance is not stupidity, right? It's just what we don't know yet. It's where we don't know. And that's where the adventure is, isn't it? That's where the learning, the stretching, the growing, and that requires trust. to make those kinds of leaps into the unknown. And, well, let's do this. I haven't tried this. And, if we're always doing what we've always done, there's kind of no real aliveness in that. You're just kind of safe in your little place that, it's what I saw another quote recently. There's no growth in the comfort zone, something like that. If you're just comfortable, where's the stretching? Where's the adventure, the aliveness, the next step? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. So take that one into your life. See, what's your next stretch? That's where the aliveness is. If you're green, you're growing. What is it? If you're ripe, you're rotting. Heard a minister say that once. If you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotting. So keep finding the green places. Keep growing something. Yeah. Another quote from A Course in Miracles. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because God who sent me will direct me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do. That's stepping into trust. Many times maybe a friend calls, hey, can you come over right away? I've got something going on. I need your help. I'm in trouble, or something just happened. And you might just get in the car and start driving. I don't know what I'm going to say. Just the prime directive is show up. Just bring your presence and just know it will be given. Trust that words will come. You'll know what to do. But first, just bring your heart, bring your love, bring your presence, and just trust you'll know somehow how to be helpful in that situation. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because God who sent me will direct me. And that takes trust too, just opening to listen. God, what would you have me do? What would you have me do? I also heard a quote from Mark Twain about worry. It's a little bit different twist. Mark Twain said, I've proven that worrying works. He said, I've proven that worrying works because pretty much everything I worried about never happened. Kind of a wry character he is. I'll make sure I don't trip on this. I want to share another quote that a naturopath friend told me, and it changed my life. And it's very simple. It's not really, it's more physical than metaphysical, but there's a layer that I took it deeper. And this was a simple phrase she said to me. The body loves circulation. The body loves circulation. Well, that makes sense and sounds so true. But I really took it in a way like, wow, so let me make sure I just give my body circulation every day. And you know what that did? It got me started walking daily. So I'm now, everyone's counting their steps now, so my goal is 10,000 steps a day. And just to get out and, move the juices, flush the system, get myself sweating, just really do it. And I didn't really start it as a weight loss thing, but I'm something like 20 pounds, 25 pounds lighter than when I started. Just from, over time my weight just went down, but mostly I just feel better. The body loves circulation. Changed my life. I also noticed there's a level where, on a metaphysical level, our relationships love circulation. Our relationships love, cleansing and flowing out the juices and just, keeping things cleaned out. Because sometimes maybe we gunk up our communications, or we don't communicate, or, I've had a history of being a don't rock the boat person in relationships. Like, say there's some issue there that we should really talk about, and my first inclination is there some way I can sneak around this without ever having to talk about this or mention it or solve it or anything, and then it'll just go away, right? If you don't mention it, you wait long enough, it'll just go away. Well, maybe not. And what I noticed is it's kind of like when I've had the flu and my body wants to let go and release and get that out of my system. My body wants to, but my mind, it's like, I don't want to go through that. Is there some way I can just hang on and not have to go through that release, and just, if I wait long enough, but if I would just let it go, I'd feel so much better immediately, right? You know that feeling. So can we do that? Can we just be willing to say, and I think the crux of it, really the crux of it is to trust that our love is greater than any topic that might come up, any issue that might come up. It's trusting that our love is greater than any issue we might have to deal with. Our love is a container that can hold even that. And that requires big trust, doesn't it? We want to creep around that sometimes. Trust would settle every problem now. I want to start to wrap this up. There's a minister that I heard speaking in California once, and I was there to be the guest music. He was the regular minister in this congregation. And he stood up and he said it's kind of a teasing leading sentence. He stood up and said, "Congregation, I have a confession I have to make to you." And everyone's just thinking, "Oh, this sounds like juicy gossip. I wonder what's going to happen." And it wasn't so juicy as that, but he said, "Here's my confession. Every Sunday, I'm giving you the same talk. I just have to make it sound different each Sunday, but I'm really giving you the same talk. And really, if you boil it down, I'm always saying these three things. Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly." Isn't that interesting? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Can we say that as an I statement? Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Together, here we go. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. One more time. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So as we let that kind of seep into our awareness, our consciousness, if everything is God, and this includes me, then that's bringing me up to this level where I'm aligned and merged into the sense of divine order. If everything is God, and this includes me, then I'm part of divine order now. So the need for trust has fallen away. If I really step into that God awareness, then it does all flow, and trust actually isn't even needed. And that's a big shift from, I'm trying to figure out how to trust, I'm trying to let go. Can I step into that awareness? And then we truly, truly, truly do just flow our boats in life. And so it is. Amen. There it is. Thank you. Yeah. I'll do a little announcement after my song.
All right. Let's say, with whatever way you want, applause or hallelujah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Charly,
you.
Thweat. What a wonderful message.
Thank you.
And more to come. So be sure to stay with us. We got some lunch, and then about 1 o'clock, I think you'll probably talk about that. We'll come back in here for the concert.
If we're ready early, we can start early.
Oh, cool. All right, so now it's time for us to embrace the principles of giving and receiving as a spiritual practice. So you're invited to take your love offering in your hand, or imagine it if you've already put it in our beautiful prosperity bowl over here, or if you've given online or by mail. Just hold the energy of your love offering over your heart. And let's repeat our blessing, knowing that as we give, our blessings are multiplied. So repeat after me. Divine love, expressing in me, through me and as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So just hold these words of our prosperity prayer in your heart as I read them. Unity of Gainesville, Florida is richly blessed and in the flow of universal abundance. We give thanks that just the right people with loving hearts and skills to help us grow are attracted to join us. We accept the good that enriches us and all with whom we have contact. We are prosperous, loving, and healthy, joyfully co-creating an abundant life. And so it is. And Charlie's going to sing some more for us.
Okay. So this song is called Letting It Fly. It's kind of the same message. You'll hear in the opening lyrics, it goes, letting it go, letting it fly. How can I know if I'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life, so now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. So I love doing this with a little kind of echo thing, so I'll sing, letting it go, and then you echo, letting it go, letting it fly, letting it fly. There you go. It doesn't work on the chorus, but good in the verses. Here we go. Letting it go, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, your head in the clouds, did you ever wonder how things would play out? Now that you're older and so much you've done, does it ever feel like you've just begun? With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. Letting it go, letting it fly. And there it is. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I want to make a brief announcement, if I may. So I do have music out on the table if you'd like to take me home in that form. We have CDs, and I have a little kind of pricing trick on this. The first CD is $15, and everything after that's $5 each. So if you want to take some of this music home that way. I also have thumb drives, all 18 of my albums for $30. So that's a deal, 30 albums for $18. And also, for the first time ever, I'm bringing, my wife just came out with a healthy chocolate cookbook for $10. So that's on the table. I have some fun beanies to keep you warm on the way out the door. But lastly, I'm doing 2 trips to Italy, one in April and one in October. So there's flyers for each of those 2. If you're feeling called to, I got like one more single room space and one more. Anyway, I got April's almost full, and October there's more space. So if that's calling to you, pick this up, put it on your refrigerator, or ask me questions. And thanks so much. I will see you in a little bit with the concert.
Here come the children.
Oh, we have them. Now we sing it, or
Yes, now
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Miss Gwen, will you step over here? We have, and you have.
This is Kenya and Resin, and online we have Blake and Allie with us today from Texas. And today we talked about hugging. I hope you had a song that had something about hugging.
Oh, I have a few.
Oh, good, good. Because we found out there's all kinds of hugs, but I think we like pickle in the middle the best. Resin? Yeah, let's show pickle in the middle. You take this. Resin, let's show pickle in the middle. Ready? Pickle in the middle.
Oh. Kenya's the pickle. I want to do that. Wow, we're so grateful that we have children here in the sanctuary today. We know we have children out in TV land, and let's include all the children everywhere in our blessing. So rub your hands together, get some energy going. Children, we love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
We see the Christ presence you are.
We see the Christ presence you are.
And we see you doing wondrous things.
And we see you doing wondrous things.
We love you. We love you.
We
We
really,
really,
really
really
love
love you.
you.
Mwah. And let's make a circle around the sanctuary for our peace song and our prayer for protection.
Wonderful.
And don't forget to stay for some lunch and this wonderful concert.
Okay. Here we go. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Whoop. Who put that there? Do we need to keep stepping to our right, maybe? Ready? So get the circle complete here. Are we almost there? Can you guys hold hands over there? Okay, so we're going a cappella this morning, and here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Can I jump? Let me just jump in for a second. I'm feeling like we could probably start at 12:30. Can we aim for 12:30 concert?
got the food out already? It's ready to
Yeah.
go.
So I'll be out there. Meet me at my table, and if we start a few minutes after 12:30, that's better than waiting till 1 o'clock. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.